So on the accountability level, I agree with the Democrat minority comments about Fauci. I do not believe Fauci was the architect of hiding that this happened in a lab, or that he made COVID and that he wanted a gain of function research that would make it into a bioweapon, the way the Republicans seem to make it go. Matt, you believe that there is some meat on the bones of that idea. Why?
Well, for a couple of reasons. I mean, one of the stories that I worked on was how the famed article in Nature Medicine magazine called The Proximal Origin of SARS-CoV-2 got to be published. The scientists who put together that article, we were able to get access to their private Slack chats where you can see them early in the process talking quite candidly about how they think accidental release from a lab is a likely possible, or at least a very serious possibility. And then they have communications with Anthony Fauci, and they change their mind. And there was testimony in Congress that there was no interaction between these scientists and Dr. Fauci, and that just wasn't the case. And we were able to demonstrate that. And so
were you able to demonstrate that Fauci was on a chain, or that Fauci personally spoke to them, or whatever, communicated with them?
He was on a conference call. There were indications that the paper went to him and to Francis Collins, among other folks. The scientists talked about passing it up the chain. So he was at least involved in the process. We don't know exactly how, but the idea that he wasn't involved in the process, we know is false.
Right. I think his argument is that this isn't what he was doing. And on the clinical side, and I'll bounce this one off you, Bob, and you give me your take on it. Fauci's position is all the stuff that we authorized could never have become SARS-CoV-2. That you can argue whether you should do gain of function or not and how you define it and whether you want these grants. And Obama stopped them. Actually, it was the Trump administration where there was gain of function again. I'm sure Trump would get a pass for not knowing what was happening, even though he's at the top of the food chain. Do you believe that Fauci is accurate, Bob, when it comes to what research was funded and whether or not it could have led to what is making me sick?
Well, the exact grant that Tony's alluding to is not the virus that turned into be COVID-19. But it's not to say that the money that the NIH and USAID, State Department, DOD gave to that lab to do gain of function research didn't lead to the pathogen that ultimately became COVID-19. I'm of the view that the origin of COVID-19 was the gain of function research in the Wuhan Institute of Virology lab, which was funded highly by the United States.
All right, so now, and Matt, subject to any questions that you have, of course, this is my show, but for me, it's all about conversation, and you know more. Bob, you scared me yesterday about the virology, not just because I have long COVID, but because my doctor, Dr. Robin Rose, who you know, has been on this from jump, and it's guiding her treatments of me. I am not tan right now, and no, it's not makeup. This is my long COVID that flushes me up with histamine, and she and many others believe it's because that's what this virus was designed to do long term. What do you see in it that make you think, Bob, that somebody tried to invent something that could do this to people?
Well, clearly there's a number of things that are not consistent with natural evolution. First, and the most prominent, is the furin cleavage site, which is a unique cleavage site in this virus, which I told Mike Pompeo when it was classified at the time that was really a smoking gun, that this didn't come from nature. Because what that cleavage site does is change the orientation of the binding site of the COVID virus for its receptor. So now that it no longer likes the bat receptor, but now it is attracted to the human ACE receptor. So when one of the problems I have with Tony on all this issue is when you ask the question, does COVID-19 now that came from bats, according to his view, does it now can it infect bats? And the answer is it's highly inefficient now in infecting bats, but it's learned how to be highly efficient to humans. And that's because of that furin cleavage site that changes the orientation.
Hey, thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget, click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.